Well, for more, we're joined from Houston by Douglas McNabb, an expert in U.S. federal criminal law and international extradition. Douglas, the process here in the UK has taken such a long time, 14 years in the cases of some of these men. What can we expect once they reach the States?
Well, they'll be taken, I suspect, into Kennedy Airport in New York, and then be taken before a United States federal magistrate judge. Three of them in New York. Two of them, I understand, will be taken before a federal magistrate judge in the morning, Saturday morning, in Hartford, Connecticut, which is Connecticut's where a couple of the charges are out of. So they'll be taken before a federal magistrate judge. They'll be told generally what it is they're charged with, what the potential maximum punishment is. They'll enter a plea of not guilty to the charges. And then they'll have the right to a detention hearing, a bond hearing, which I suspect will take place sometime this next week. During that hearing, the federal magistrate judge will hear evidence from the government as well as from the defendants, perhaps, and then we'll make a determination as to whether each individual defendant is either a flight risk or a danger to the community. And if the court determines that they're either a flight risk or a danger, then the court will deny bond and they will be detained pending trial. On the other hand, if the court makes a determination that they're not a flight risk and not a danger, then the court will set some sort of conditions of bond.
Now, these men are currently at RAF Mildenhall in Suffolk. We can have a look at these live pictures now. When they reach the United States, concern has been expressed over the kind of treatment that they will experience, the solitary confinement in these so-called Supermax prisons. Now, some people have argued that they do contravene prisoners' human rights. What do you make of that?
Well, I don't see that any of them are going to be detained in Supermax. That's in Colorado, in the middle of the states. They will be detained, at least three of them for the charges out of New York will be detained, I suspect, in the Metropolitan Correction Center. Those are tightly controlled, but it's not the Supermax that everyone seems to be talking about. Assuming a worst-case scenario and assuming that the defendants are convicted, then they will, I suspect, be detained at the Supermax in Colorado.
Now, the case of these 5 terror suspects has dominated the media here in the UK, but the name of, say, Abu Hamza, it doesn't really resonate in the US, does it?
No, it really doesn't. In fact, besides being a practicing attorney, I'm also an adjunct professor in international criminal law. And I've asked my students this week if they've been keeping up with it, and they had no idea who Abu Hamza is.
Okay, Douglas McNabb, an expert in U.S. federal criminal law and international extradition. Thank you very much for talking to us. Thanks for your time.
My pleasure.